This creepypasta is called Another Perspective on Bob. Hey guys, normally creepy shit doesn't happen to me. Despite living in weird New Jersey, I guess I can't really say that anymore, considering I had the worst fucking week of my life. In a way, I brought all of this upon myself, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Since I lurked /x/ for so long, it's only fair I tell you guys what happened to me. So a week ago, it was my birthday. I just turned 18 and decided I wanted to fuck around and look for ghosts. I would have hung out with friends, but I wasn't in the mood to be a third wheel. If only I just sucked it up and dealt with it. Instead, I shoved my phone and a flashlight into my hoodie pockets and snuck out the back door. I didn't really expect to find much, or I would have brought a proper weapon with me too. I guess I'm sort of dumb to think about that in retrospect. I remember glancing at the clock, and it was around 11 or 12 at night when I left. It was pretty fucking dark because there was a new moon. I figured if I was going to see anything cool, it was now. Now, I was just walking around in the forest herpa-derping. There's actually a pretty sketchy cemetery about a 10-minute walk away from my house, and it's been around for the past couple of 100 years. It's also a spot that practices a green burial, where they put the body into a biodegradable casket and send it on its way into the dirt. Well, my uncle owns a plot of land the cemetery is built upon, and being the cheap bastard he is, most bodies buried there end up thrown in there by themselves. I figured that must be some kind of ghost pissed off about having such a shitty resting place. Who roams around the cemetery at night? I guess I was thinking I could point him to where my uncle lives and start a haunting. Just for shits and giggles. It probably doesn't work that way, but I wasn't expecting to find something anyway. I finally made my way there and was about to go through the gate to the cemetery when I saw some humanoid gray colored thing in the nature trail next to the cemetery, and yes, I shit you not, my uncle thought it was a great idea to put a nature trail next to a cemetery. I'm a little nervous at this point because I can't think of anybody other than me crazy enough to go to this place at night. There isn't even a car around, so whoever the fuck that was, they must have walked there just like I did. I shouted out to this dude, thinking maybe it's just some stoner smoking or another ghost hunter. They didn't say anything, and all I could hear was a sickly sound of wheezing. I thought maybe they needed help and were out of breath from running away from something, so I took a deep breath and started walking down the trail. I whipped out my flashlight to light up whoever was down there, only to stop dead in my tracks. Whatever the fuck that thing was, it had no arms and no clothes on. Basically, I noped the fuck out of there and ran the whole way home, and I locked every door in my house. My mom was pretty pissed that I snuck out and figured that I was on a bad trip when I told her about the naked no-arm thing stalking the cemetery. I don't blame her, but I really wish she believed me, or at least humored me, so I could carry around one of the Rambo knives that she collects. I was still pretty shaken up. This freak of nature had to know where I live, because I don't really run that fast. Still, I rationalized with myself. I didn't see that fucker behind me, and I didn't hear that horrible wheezing sound, so I decided I shouldn't worry about nothing. Only a couple days later, I was sleeping regularly again, until I saw it once more. My front door was open so that my dog could go in and out as she pleased. Her name is Piggy, and she's an inside dog, but house trained, so she'll go outside when she needs to use the bathroom. Dogs always have a place that they like to shit, and her spot was smack dab in the middle of the field in front of my house. Piggy ran outside, and a minute or so later, I heard her barking. I was a little confused because she normally never barks, so I figured that there must have been a stray cat or something around. I got up to assess the situation, and that damn thing was standing in the middle of the fucking field, fixated on my dog. He had a toothy, shit-eating grin on his face, and the little teeth in his mouth looked as if they were about to rot out. He was completely hairless and gray all over, with tiny squinty eyes too. I started screaming, making any type of noise necessary to distract him from eating my beloved Piggy, who during all of this was frozen in her tracks. His eyes darted up to meet mine, and we had a staring contest for what seemed like hours, but I'm only sure it was only for a few minutes. He broke my gaze, and I shit you not, began to pee on my dog. It wasn't yellow or clear, but it was disgusting pea green. that coated my dog's fur, viscous like snot. It had this horrid acidic smell similar to that stuff of sulfur. I had no clue what the fuck it was, but it was on my dog, and that couldn't have been a good thing. At this point, I grabbed a kitchen knife and I started running towards this fucker. He stopped pissing and wheezed away. I would have pursued him, but just thankfully he didn't eat my dog. Peeing on her wasn't the greatest alternative, but I put on some rubber gloves and grabbed some lilac doggy shampoo to hose her down. Piggy normally doesn't like baths, but I'm sure she was happy to get that shit off of her. I went to bed a few hours later, but not before locking all the doors again. I wasn't taking any more chances with this fuck. I didn't know what to do about him that night, so I decided to sleep on it. Now, normally Piggy sleeps with me, but that night, I never felt her climb up next to me. The one time I woke up, it seemed as if she was just staring off into the distance. My mom was crying, telling me that there was something wrong with her. The dog was wheezing, and I instantly remembered that no armed motherfucker pissing on her the other day. I shook it from my memory pretty quick to tend to my dog. I remember she has a sad look in her eyes, and she wouldn't drink any water or even eat meat. I was scared shitless and sped to the vet, who referred me to the hospital, who had her stay overnight. Apparently, she had contracted doggy pneumonia in the middle of summer. After $1,100 in vet bills later, Piggy drove home with me the next day in a horrible thunderstorm. I pulled up to my driveway, and what do you know? That bastard was standing right in the middle of it, staring at me like a deer caught in headlights. I knew that this was my chance, no more fucking around. I floored my car right at him and saw his eyes widen to a fucking circle. Next thing I knew, he jumped up on my car, then off again, then full on sprinted off into the fucking woods. I missed him. The one shot I had to kill him. I fucking missed him. The past couple days, I haven't really slept. All I can think about is that fucking creature. I never heard of something like this before, and he doesn't seem as dumb as I thought he was. I know he's planning his next move. I'm scared shitless as to what this fuck could do to me or my family. I really don't know what to do. I got only 10 hours of sleep this whole week. I know I'm not going to be able to keep it up soon. I'm so scared to close my eyes. Scared that as soon as I do, he'll be back, but in my room, doing God knows what. Does anyone have any experience with a creature like this? I can't stay awake forever.